What would be the first one?
Is that 3t?
So that's 3t. What would be the second one?
5r.
What would be the top right one?
Would that be 6ef?
Okay, let's expand this one up here.
Is it 4x plus 8?
Yeah. How about top right?
Is that x squared plus 2x?
And let's say the bottom. Let's do this one.
Is that 2m squared plus 6m?
Yeah. Okay. How do you factorize this to the left?
Looking backwards.
Yeah.
Okay. So would that be 3 in and inside the brackets y and plus 2?
How about top right?
Is that x then x plus 7?
Yeah. How about okay? No, it's fine. Okay. So now let's go to the. See, yeah, I think we can just do a simple one. How do we expand double brackets? Let's say this first one up the top.
So would you have to mix them all together? So it'd be would it be like x squared, and then you would have to mix an x with the 7s and the 1s. So it'd be x squared plus 7x plus 1x plus 7.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be x squared plus 8x plus 7.
That's it. How about the next one? And that'll be it.
Okay. Would that be x squared plus 7x minus 5x add 35?
So it's a minus times a plus.
It's minus 35. And then it'd be x squared plus 2x minus 35.
That's fine. How would you do this one?
Would you have to put that indice into the thing? So would it be x squared plus 3 squared?
So what is so 3 squared is 9. What does squared mean?
Timing it by itself.
And so another way to write that would be x plus 3 times x plus 3.
Oh, okay.
And then you would just do it the normal way, and you would end up at the very end with 6x in the middle, and so that you'd lose that if you did it. Yeah, so just write it twice and do it the normal way.
Okay.
Yeah, that's all right. What if you had to work in reverse? You had to figure out what brackets it came from. Any idea how you do that?
So would it be? There would definitely be there would definitely be x's in those in them. So you need to work out what you times together. I usually work out what you get together to times by 42. So that could be 6 and 7. So it'd be x plus 6 and x plus 7.
And then how about this minus thing up above? To try this one. It's got a minus in it.
Wait, sorry, which one? X squared plus x minus 30.
The top one.
The top one. Okay. So
I'll tell you what. Let's do the bottom one. Yeah.
Okay. So there would be 2 x's.
Yeah.
In the brackets. And it would have to be something to get by 30, so it'd be 6 and 5.
Right.
One would be a positive and one would be a negative. So would the first bracket be plus 6?
Mm-hmm.
And the next one be minus 5?
Yeah. How about this one?
Okay. So there would definitely be x. There would definitely 2 x's in each bracket.
Mm-hmm.
So then you have to find something that times together to get 12. So that would be 4 and 3. So would it be the other way around? So instead of x, would 4 be in the other bracket, and would the 4 and 3 swap round?
It makes no difference. 4 times 3, 3 times 4. It's just important what sign is which.
Oh, so would it be minus 4 plus 3?
Yeah, and that's the same as x plus 3 times x minus 4. And how about this one?
Okay, so would it be x? Would it be x minus 5? And x minus 2?
Yeah. Okay, so you're good for this. Any idea how you do this one?
So would that be? Would you make 2 brackets out of that? So would it be x minus 16 and x minus 16?
No. So another way to write that would be x squared plus 0x minus 16.
Okay. So, would it be a 4 and minus 4?
Yeah, one is plus 4, one is minus 4. That's it. How about this one?
So with that would be in other terms x squared minus 0x minus 64. So I'm just quickly write that down. So x squared minus 0x minus 64. So would it be x minus 8 and x plus 8?
Yeah. Okay. Any idea how you simplify this fraction?
Okay. So would you have to factorize it first?
Yeah.
Okay. So the first one would be x. X plus 7, and then x plus 6, and then that will be over x plus x will be x plus 7 and x plus 5.
Yeah.
And then would you have to merge them to. Oh no, that'd be this. That'd be just going backwards, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I'm not sure after that.
What is any number divided by itself?
So it's any number divided by itself, it's 0. No. Oh, it'd be the same number.
7 divided by 7?
1.
13 divided by 13?
1.
Any number divided by itself?
It'd be 1.
Yes. X plus 7 over x plus 7, that's the same as 1 over 1.
Okay.
If you were to simplify it down. And so, what's the final answer?
So it'd be 1x.
So 1 times, because they're times each other.
So x plus 6 over x plus 5.
Yes. And that's how you cancel down fractions. Fully factorize the top, fully factorize the bottom, and then simplify.
Okay.
And cancel down. Let's try this one.
Okay. So the top half of the fraction, that would be x plus 3 and x plus 2, and that would be then over x plus 2. So so then x plus 2 would cancel out the other x plus 2. So it would just be x plus 3.
Yeah. So that's x plus 3. How about this one?
So x squared minus 9 would be the same as x minus 0x minus 9. So that would be x plus 3, and then x minus 3. So they would cancel each other out. So it'd be x plus 3.
So they're the same as 1 over 1.
Yeah.
The other one was on the bottom. So the x plus 3 was on the bottom. So what's on the top?
So 1 over x plus 3.
Yeah, so just watch for that. The reason why the other one worked is because it's x plus 3 over 1, and anything divided by 1 is itself. So what we actually got was x plus 3 over 1, and that's the same as x plus 3. This one, you get 1 over x plus 3.
Okay.
And so, yeah, just watch out for that. How did you do this one?
So that would be it'd be the same as x plus 2, and then x plus 2 again. And then that'd be over x plus 2. So would it all cancel each other out? So it'd just be 1.
It only cancel one of them.
Okay, so it would be x plus 1. No, sorry, x plus 2.
Yeah, well done. So it's x plus 2 over 1. Like 1 times x plus 2 is x plus 2. X plus 2 divided by 1 is x plus 2.
Yeah.
That's it. So a pair of numbers that multiply to make 0.
Would it be 1 and 0, 2 and 0, and then 3 and 0?
Is it possible for two numbers to multiply to give 0 where one of the numbers is not 0?
No, because if you times it by itself, it's a square number, and if you times it by 0, it'll always be 0. But it can't.
And that's it. So you know for this one, A is the first number, B is the second number. Either A is 0 or B is 0. If you see that two things multiply to make 0. How would we solve this?
So would x would you factor it first?
Yeah.
Okay, You understand that? So x plus 3, and then x minus 4. Um,
3 and 4, they'd multiply to make 12.
Yeah. 3 and 2. Minus plus 6 and minus 1.
So we've got 6 and 1. Plus 6 minus 1 would make 5. We need minus 7.
Oh, so would it be minus 1 plus 6? Oh, sorry, plus 1 minus 6.
So that would make minus 5.
Oh. Would it be minus 6 and minus 1?
Correct. Because we need 2 minuses. They add to make a minus and times to make a plus.
Yeah.
Okay, how do we now use that to solve for x?
So, because to get to 0 it has to be taken away from itself, so would x be 6 plus positive 6, and then x be positive 1?
Well done. Any questions about that?
No.
Okay, so factorizing it puts it into the form of one thing times another thing, and then you can say one thing times another gives us 0, and so either the first is 0 or the second 0. So this is your previous answer. Use that to do part C.
Okay. So for it to be 0, would it be y equals positive 2 and y equals positive 8?
Yeah. How about this one?
X equals positive 5 and x equals negative 2.
Yes. Equals 2. So that's it. Quadratics, what did you give yourself there?
Tick.
How about this?
Okay. Work out the value. Okay, so would that be? Oh, so would it be 3 times 6? So 3 times 6 is 18. So p equals 18.
Yeah. Let's try this one.
Okay, so 2a. So that'd be 2 times 5 plus 5 times minus 3. So that would be 10 plus minus 15. 10 plus minus 15. Would that be minus 5?
That is minus 5. Okay. How do you do this?
So you would sub minus 1 into it. So it'd be 2 times minus 1, which is minus 2, and then add 5. So that would be and then add 5. That would be 3.
Yeah. Okay. How can we use our answers to draw the graph of y equals 2x plus 5?
So those would be your coordinates. So you got to find out where they line up, and then you draw a line of best fit. So x minus 2 to y 1.
Yeah. And so on the way to all the way to 9, and you just put in all the x's.
Yeah. Do you not draw a line of best fit as well?
Yeah. And in this case, it's not a line of best fit. It's like a line of exact fit, if you like.
Okay.
Yeah, it goes through the y-axis at 5, and you can see there when x is 0, y is 5. So that's good. But it's good to just draw all of the x's. Any idea how to do this?
Okay. So would you have to make those the equations the same because they're simultaneous equations?
Yeah, you can use the graphs to solve it.
Okay. Is where they're linked, like where they cross, like important?
Yeah.
Okay, so it would be the x would be 3 and minus 2. No, not minus 2. So it'd be 3 and y equals 2.
Yeah. This one.
So the x would be 2, and the y would be 3.
And how would you do part A?
Okay, so 2 times minus 1, that's minus 2. Then minus that from 1, that's minus 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then 1 times 2 is 2, minus 1, that's 1. And then 4 plus, and then, well, actually, because you can see it's like the trend is a 2, so would the next one for the 4, that would just be 7.
Yeah, and it's going up in 2s because it's linear. And the m is there. So then we draw our line, and that goes to 4, 7, and it should go through minus 1 on the y-axis, yep. And then part C.
Okay, so would x be 1.5 and y be 2?
Yeah. And so sometimes they give you just one line, you have to draw the second yourself and see where they cross over to solve it.
Okay.
And so that's, yeah, if you have a diagram, it's much easier just to use that to solve simultaneous equations. How about this one?
So that would be so b is 4, so that'd be 3. That'd be 3 times 4 plus 2 times 16, because 4 squared is 16. So that would be 12 plus 32, which is equals 44.
Yeah.
So v equals 44.
How about this one?
Work out the value of h when okay. So 5. It'd be, so that'd be 5 times minus 2 squared. So that would be 4. So 5 times 4 plus 2. So that would be 22.
So that's 22. Well done. Yeah. Negative squared becomes positive. I'm guessing you're going to be good for this. What would be this one?
Okay. So minus 1x is 1. Sorry, 1. And then, so would that be 0?
So that's going to be 0, yeah. Okay, you would draw your graph, minus 3, 6. If they said, what is the minimum value of y? What would you put down for that?
Would that be 0, because that's the smallest smallest y coordinate?
So that's the idea. Okay, so we do our x's. What type of line do we join up with?
It's like I don't know what it's called, but you like I'm not sure.
Like a curve?
Yeah, a curve.
Yeah. So you do a curve, and it's something like that.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is y is equal to x squared plus x. If they ask for the minimum y, you can look at the table and say it's 0. If you looked at the graph, what is the minimum y?
Is it minus 1?
Yeah, it's something like that. So minimum of y equals minus 1, or maybe it's minus a half. But yeah, it's basically, so the table shows that it's 0, but you can see that halfway if we were to stay at 0, that would be a straight line, and we know it's a curved line. So use your graph, not the table, for your minimum value if they ask for a minimum. And sometimes you'll get something like a maximum. What would be the maximum value of y for the blue graph?
Would it be 7?
Yeah. And how would you solve the simultaneous equations for those two equations?
So would the equations be so would x be so y would be 7, so would x be 0?
So let's say this one here is y equals 7 minus x squared.
Oh, so it's where they meet.
Yeah.
But they've met twice. Oh, so that, but they're the same, but they're both. So would x be? So would x be 1.5?
Right. And it looks like it's maybe 1.7 or something.
1.7, yeah.
Yeah. And
y would be 4.2 or 1.
Yeah. And is that it?
No, it'd be, and then there would be x would be minus 2. Yeah, minus 2.45.
Yeah.
And then the y would be minus 3.8.
Well
it's
done.
just 3.9 because it's just under it.
Well done. Yeah. So because we've got two curves, we end up getting two answers. Any questions about that?
No.
Okay. Yes. So the minimum, use the graph. Maximum, use the graph. Because the table is kind of, it'll lose like the halfway mark type of stuff. How would we do the graph? Oh, sorry. How would we do the table for this one?
So you would sub. Then so for 4 it'd be 1 divided by 4.
Yeah.
Which is 0.25.
Yeah.
1 over 2. That's the same as a half. So that's 0.5.
Yeah.
And then 1 over 0.4. Is that 0.025?
Calculator. Do you have one?
Okay, so 1 divided by 0.4. Oh, 2.5.
Yeah. And then how would you draw the graph of this?
You would sub them in so be. So you just. I don't know how to explain it. You just draw it like.
Yeah, normal way.
Yeah.
Go across to 4, go up to a quarter. Go across to 2, go up to a half. Go across to 1, go up to 1, and so on.
Mm.
And then in the end you draw your graph and it looks a bit like that. It's a bit strange. Okay. X cubed, what would you get when you sub in the 1?
Okay, so that would it be minus? So it'd be -1 plus -1 because if it's cubed, you'd be timesing, but you'd be timesing it by minus again because it's 3 times.
Yeah.
So it'd be so -1 of -1, that's -2.
Yeah.
And then, but then you're taking away a 0, then -2 again. Is that -4?
Well done. That's -4, and then you just draw it the normal way. Then we don't need that. We don't need that. I'm gonna skip in. Any idea how you do this?
Find the midpoint. No, I'm not sure.
So this is what they would look like. Is there a good numbers here? Let's say E to F.
E to F. So would
E to F starts at 2 minus 5. It stops at 5, 1. And you have to find the midpoint of E to F.
okay. Oh, so would it be like 3 as X and minus 3 for the Y? It's just the middle of each coordinate, so the middle of 2 and 5 would be, so the middle of each coordinate.
So okay, so the second coordinate is, what did you say the second one was?
Minus 3.
Let's see, so the way you do these is you add the X's and half the answer, add the Y's and half the answer.
Okay, so the midpoint of X would be 3.5.
Yeah.
And then the midpoint of that would it be minus 2?
Yeah, minus 2. That's it. So then these.
Okay, so would it be 5 and 5.5?
Yeah. Hold on. That's fine. That's a midpoint. So this one we did, drawing these graphs. How would you do part A down there?
Okay. So would you round them up? So
no, don't. They want to know when X is 1.6, what is Y?
So would you have to go to the graph and then and use the lines? So would it be 0.4? No, 0.2.
So you would go. Okay, so you'd go across to 1.6, go up, hit the line, and then go across.
0.3.
So maybe Y equals 0.3. How about when Y is 1.8?
So when Y is 1.8. So would it be?
How do you do that?
So you have to, instead of going right, because it has to hit the line, would you have to go left? So the X would be a negative.
Yeah.
Okay. So it would be minus 1.6.
Yeah, thereabouts. Okay. Any questions about that?
No.
Okay.
This is when we did estimation, I was thinking, okay, so it's it's like the estimation question. We have to round it up to get an answer.
Oh yeah, no, don't. Yeah, because you can just as easily get the thing, so you don't need to. Which line is steepest?
Is it B?
Yeah. Any idea what is the gradient of A? Do you already know that?
Is it 3x?
3.
Yeah.
Do you know what the equation of the line A is?
So would that be 3x?
Yeah.
The y-intercept, is that, so would it be 2?
So you've got 3x plus 2, and it's supposed to be an equation of a line?
Okay, so y, is it y?
Yeah. Y equals 3x plus 2. Equation of B.
So would it be minus 2.
Mm-hmm.
So it'd be y equals minus 2 plus 10.
Something's missing.
Oh, minus 2x.
Yeah. Hold on. Let's see this one. How do you get gradient to this line?
So would it be? Is it 1.5x?
We would just say it as 1.5.
Okay.
So that's. Yep. So 1.5. Yeah. Draw those graphs. How would you do this?
Find the gradient of the line. So would you have to put it into the equations? So it'd be y equals minus. No. Oh, I'm not sure.
So how do you find gradient?
You would go. It'd be what? So would it be y minus? No. So y equals mx squared to get m. So would it be dividing by x and then y minus y?
So it's basically the y divided by the x.
Oh, okay.
So it's the change in y over the change in x.
Okay.
How much did y change by?
Y changed by 2.
And the x?
6.
And so the gradient?
3. Sorry, by 2 divided by 6. 0.3.
1 over 3.
3.
It'd be 0.3 recurring. Yeah, and it's basically second y take away first y over second x take away first x.
Okay.
Okay. This one?
Okay, so it would be the change in y over the change in x. So the change in y is 3.
Mm-hmm.
Change in x is 6. So 3 divided by 6 is a half.
Yeah. That's good. Let's see. How about this one?
Right. Okay. So would it be? So the gradient would have to be the same, wouldn't it, for it to be parallel?
Yeah.
So it could be any. So the y-intercept could be anything. So it could be plus 5 or plus 7. So y equals 5x plus 7.
Yeah. 5x plus anything. Yeah. Okay, work out the equation of the line. Part A. How do we do this?
Okay. So I'm not sure. Would it be the change in y and the change in?
So that's a good start, yeah.
Okay, so the change in y is 4 and the change in x is 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so 4 divided by 2, that's 2.
Okay.
So that'd be y equals 2x plus c.
Mm-hmm.
So you need to work out c. And how do we find the mid? And then would you have to find out the midpoint of the y?
No.
Oh.
Have you ever seen y minus y1 equals mx minus x1?
No.
So the other way you do this then is sub in a y and sub in an x and then solve for c.
So can it be any? So it could be any number.
Well, it'd have to be one of the coordinates, one of the numbers on the lines, the pair of numbers that's on the line.
Okay, so a y could be 7. So the y could be 7,
Mm-hmm.
and the x could be 4. So then it'd be 7 equals 8 plus c. So you need to get c on its own. So you would take it away from 7. So 8 take away 7. So is c equals 1?
That would give you 9.
Sorry.
That would give you 7 equals 9. What does c have to be?
C has to be
7 is equal to 8 plus what?
8. Oh, is it -1?
Yeah, c is -1. So if you subtract 8 from both sides, and so you get 7 take away 8. So c is -1. And so what's the equation of the line?
So it'd be y equals 2x minus 1.
Well done. And so yeah, find m, find c, and sub them in. Let me just see something here. That's 4. Okay. Yeah, what's part D?
Okay. So you would first find the changes. So the change in x is -1, 0, 1, 2, 5.
So I knew you were going to do that. So it's second y take away. Sorry, yeah, go on. That was a change in x, was it?
Yeah, that was the change in x.
Okay.
And then the change in y is -5.
Well done. Okay, and so gradient.
So that would be 5 divided by -5. That's -1. So it'd be y equals -1x plus c.
Mm-hmm.
So then you would want to sub in. An x coordinate and a y coordinate.
Mm-hmm.
So from the x coordinate could be 3.
Mm-hmm.
And then actually, can we change it to -2, because then we can get it to a positive.
Mm-hmm.
It's easier. So it'd be x can be -2, so it'd be 1 times -2, and the y, that could be 4.
Mm-hmm.
So 1 times -2, that's 2.
Mm-hmm.
So c equals 2.
Mm-hmm.
So the equation would be y equals -1x plus 2.
Well done. What would be the gradient for c? Just the gradient.
It's just the gradient. Would that be okay? So the change in x is 1, and the change in y is 2. So 1/2. That's a half. So sorry, say that again.
It's so yeah. I thought you would do that. It's change in y over change in x. No.
Oh, so it'd be 2/1.
Yeah.
So 2 divided by 1, that's 2. So
That's fine. That's
2.
fine. So yeah. So I was just reminding you that it's the change in y over the change in x.
Okay.
Because I think for this one you did x over y, but you just got lucky because it's 5/5, and so it turns out it's fine.
Yeah. So change in y divided by change in x.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
draw the graph of that. Let me just take a quick look. This is real life graphs. What is it? See, it's a huge chapter. And then it's real life graphs. What's that? Distance time graphs. Okay, we got it. We got everything I wanted, and more. How is maths going in school?
Yeah, it's going alright. We've been doing a lot of past papers, and I've been getting 4s, and I'm almost like a few marks off 5. So this is really helping.
Oh, that's great. So I can see, I can see the improvement. So expanding, you're good for. Factorizing, you're good for. Yes. So for simplifying an algebraic fraction, fully factorize the top, fully factorize the bottom, and then cancel down.
Okay.
Why was this not x plus 3? Why was it 1 over x plus 3?
Because the one left was at the bottom, so it would be instead of it being x, it'd just be x plus 3. It'd be 1 over x plus 3.
Yeah, the x plus 3 was on the bottom, and the other two are like 1 over 1, and that one. Yeah, so this one divided by 1, same thing, you're just left with the normal one, but that's not the tricky one. That one, just write it twice. Factorizing, you're good for. Foundation, substitution, it's not good. This substitution, let me just see, was there anything in there? Yes, when we're finding the minimum, how do we find the minimum?
So the minimum, that would be the lowest y coordinate possible. So if it was a curved line, it'd be where the lowest bit of that line would be.
Yes, so you use the curve, not the table.
Yeah,
because it might be halfway or something. How do we solve simultaneous equations graphically?
You would find out. So you would complete the table, then you would draw it, and then where the lines meet with the x and y's, those would be your answers.
Yeah. And the rest of that, yeah, quite good for substitution. And then equation of a line. How do you find the midpoint of two coordinates?
You would add them together, then divide by 2.
Yeah, add the x's and then half it, add the y's, half it. Gradient, how do you find gradient?
Y equals, change in y over change in x.
Yeah. How do you find the c, the intercept?
That would be where the line if they give you a graph and you were finding it, it'd be where the y crosses over.
What if they don't give you a graph? What if they just give you 2 coordinates?
You have to work out the gradient first, and with the coordinates it gives you, you have to sub in an x and a y, and then you have to work out from there.
Yeah.
So you have to get the c on its own.
Well done. Yeah, how was that for you, Noah?
Good, thank you.
So is there anything in particular you want to do next time?
No.
So I'll pick, and I like it because we got through a lot, but I'll pick tricky stuff now because you're getting better.
Okay.
Any questions for me in general?
No, thank you.
Okay, well done, Noah, you did great. I look forward to chatting again next week.